we are back from our short little break. We have this time around Baker versus Seceon. And I, again, am going to disappear. So take it away, Gorilla.
All right. So far, we've seen two interesting performances from Baker. We've seen missed wrong warps. We've seen missed Mito skips, which is understandable. We've seen crashes, not from Baker, but throughout this race, we've seen burned shields. Maybe this is the time. Maybe this is the one where we get a really tight, clean race. Very close race. I am personally unfamiliar with Seceon, but I'm hopeful for a good experience.
All right. Let's see how this one goes. I'm excited to see this race. Again, we're having a difference in the route that we're going for, sword and swordless. I mean, it's really interesting to see them side by side because you get to see how much time that swordless can save. I still don't understand how Baker does this movement. I mean, I could try it myself, but like doing it as clean as Baker does it, and I also see Torch do it as well. Like these players are just on another caliber. Sometimes is how it feels. Like it's just that's the inspiring part about it. Is like it's just like, man, these people are so good. Like, I want to do this too. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I look at it.
I mean, this game's movement is, it's not the most complex thing in the world, but when you watch, runners like Torch, Baker, Axel, Count, you start to see some really, you see things that you wouldn't necessarily think of. Like, I personally didn't think that box movement in Lost Woods was faster for a long time, but I was proven wrong.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention also Lawsuits. I think we didn't mention Laws in that, but Lawsuits and Count have probably the most insane early game movement I've ever seen. Like, both of those players are insane at movement, and I mean, a lot of people in this game are really good at movement. And hey, there's a nod to an old strat, getting some Navi dive action. But I mean, really, movement in this game, especially with like ESS tricks, like tricks that involve ESS for movement, is really really interesting to see how different players optimize it and like where they use it, and how they use it, I guess, is another thing, because I think some people will do like just a whole ESS rate for that cat quest the entire time, and then you'll also notice some players, they do like a angle change during it so that they're not riding against the wall and wasting any time against the wall there, so that they have a more clean angle. So this game is just so like unique in its like adaptive nature. I think that's also what's interesting about Super Mario 64 as well, is that like a lot of the strats are the same for the movement, but I mean, just the adaptability and consistency across different runners is very noticeable. Dan said me Kappa. I'm thinking, when I think of Dan as a runner, I think of somebody who's extremely consistent at doing things really well. You know what I mean? That's kind of how, like, when I think of Dan, like, Dan is really good at doing things, like, as fast as he needs to. And I think that is, in itself, a unique trait. Like, we have so many different types of runners. And, yeah, I mean, you have some people that just go all in. And then you have some people that just play rather really safe, or just safe enough while also doing risky strats. You miss. Okay. Just go back in the VOD or something, dude.
With any speed game that has an emphasis on movement, like Spyro the Dragon comes to mind, you can push the movement, but you can push it too hard. Yeah, Mario 64 is the same. You can try to cut corners too much and bonk. You can try to take just that slight tighter line and have it not work out for you. Finding the right balance between, playing as optimally as you can, but not, playing necessarily out of your comfort zone in terms of what you know you can do.
Yeah, Outlast is another game that comes to mind for me when I think about pure movement games, because Outlast is quite literally you just jump, like you do a jump at the very beginning of the game to the very end of the game, and it's all movement from there. I mean, there's a little bit of a unique trick at the end called Superman jump, but I mean, when it's all movement, you really get to see like where the time save is, and like there's some unique tricks, but when tricks themselves involve movement, it's like, man, you really see like the optimization and even just frames that make a difference. Baker having a really solid start to this run so far, though. I don't think he's made any major mistakes.
Not that I've seen. Neither runners are making really that horrible mistakes. Except for this, commentator's curse coming in again.
Yeah. Okay, we got the frame again. Gonna be equipping shield here. Hopefully Baker gets the frame here. One more, there we go. I think that's late. No, that was early. Okay, this is right. There we go. Baker getting a first try Mido skip. Baker's on an incredible pace right now. Little jump slash for the cutscene boost. Just barely puts him at the very edge. Seceon is finishing up Cuckoos right now.
Baker's PB for this route enters Deku Tree at 6 minutes and 52 seconds. So this is a very clean pace so far.
For sure.
Only, 10-ish seconds behind what's reasonably possible.
Bonk. Really solid stuff so far from both runners. I mean, there's a little bit of flubs here and there, but so far, both runners playing with what seems within their skill sets really well. So that was early, I think. No, wow, it is so much sooner than you think.
Right,
it really is. Let's see if Baker can nail the Ren scrubs. I think that still counts as Ren scrubs. I could be wrong though.
Clean. I didn't know there were different variants of fast scrubs.
Yeah, one of them. I mean, I don't think that was in. I don't think that was Ren scrubs because he didn't load the left Deku scrub first, which is, I believe, what Ren does. Ren has the most insanely fast strat for scrubs. I wish I saw more of them when they were around. I did watch them for a while. Baker having some trouble finding the division sign. Okay, first try ISG. We're looking good. Okay, right frame. Okay, Baker's looking good here. This is honestly kind of a pacer. There we go. Goma clip done just like that. Baker having an incredible run so far. Okay. Baker has learned from his previous mistakes. We will be saving there. That's a good call. From my perspective, that's a great call.
It's always scary seeing runners drop the bugs directly into the door.
Yeah, that's the skater strat. And then wait there and hit the hit the thing like 40 times.
Nice B1 skip from Seceon.
Mm.
You madman!
Oh!
Every time.
Jesus. Baker has quite a lot of time on his hands to make mistakes in this last little part of the run. Hopefully he doesn't. Honestly, he's on a really good pace right now, so hopefully he clutches this out with like a first try insta-clip or something. But Seceon just starting the Goma fight here in just a moment.
With a good rock and a clean Ganon, Baker could be potentially looking at a 15-59.
Mm.
He's definitely solidly on a low 16 pace if he keeps up how he's playing.
This probably doesn't work. Yeah.
Goma clip from Seceon.
Nice. Okay, this is gonna work. He just has to retarget a lot, which is scary. Ooh, that was a frame early, I think. This will not work unless he changes back. Yeah, no.
Instaclip not being nice to Baker tonight.
Yeah. Okay, this rock will. I'm playing it safe. A little far away from the rock, yeah. Baker noticing that. We got some wrong warp going on. Really deep in the warp there.
That is what you get from playing it consistent.
True. Yeah, I forget that doing that strategy actually puts you really deep in the warp every time. Okay, all Baker has to do is target, retarget, and then I believe one more frame? No, that works. I forget it's like you have like 3 frames to work with there. This is a little scary because Baker has half a heart, so if he even gets chipped by a rock that falls down, he is dead. So let's hope that this doesn't happen and Baker is it. Okay, there we go. No kiss, but we get a little flashbang.
It's very easy around halfway up that staircase to have Zelda push you directly into that rock on the right and burn your shield crash.
Yeah, imagine if like he got pushed into it and it it burnt the shield and killed him. So like a double crash. Or like a double run ogre. That would have been cursed. Something interesting to note. I mean, I know we got some collapse going on. I believe Seceon is walking down the tower, so I have some time to talk about this. For anybody that's interested, I think this is interesting personally. The difference that the text in Japanese makes, this is just something I noticed. Child Zelda will write out the character, like the word for me, like she writes out watashi in hiragana as a child, and when she's adult, she writes out the actual kanji of it. And you'll actually see it at the end here with Ganon. she writes out just one kanji for watashi compared to the 3 hiragana used for that same word, which is, I mean, it's a really small attention to detail. That's really interesting to notice because, I mean, when you're a kid, right, you don't know how to read kanji, right? Regardless if you're learning Japanese or if you're a child growing up in Japan. So I think that's a really cool attention to detail. Yeah, something that I'm only noticing as of recently with my own studies. So yeah, it is really cool. We got a Stalfos fight ahead of us. Some spooky, scary Stalfos. Going for ISG this time. This camera is... I think that's the worst part about ISG. I think ISG is a very cool trick and very useful. But the camera being bugged out is probably the worst part about it. I think it's
having to really do a lot of manual work.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Some scary stuff going on over here. Ooh, I would just target it.
Yeah. Just get yourself centered.
Yeah, target it and just run circles around it, and it would be better, I think. Baker missing. ISG first try there, a little close, but yeah. If I guess. Ooh. The ending here, you can see Zelda. I believe she says it right here, where she writes. No, she says it at the end when she's about to like blast Ganon with light. But if you remember Zelda's letter cutscene, or like the Zelda lullaby, she writes it differently there. So here's your proof of that. Really interesting.
Here we go. This is looking like
I don't know if you saw that, but Baker
1705?
actually pulled out the sword at the very end there, which is actually faster, by the way.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right there she says the difference in character, so that's what I was pointing to. But yeah, Baker pulled out the sword here, so you'll see that he'll have the sword in his hand right away, as you can see, which is actually a little bit faster than the animation of pulling out the sword.
1705 for Baker. I believe that's the fastest in the tournament so far.
That indeed is the fastest in the tournament so far. I believe we have a close second with I think, what was it, 18 something? Yeah, GG's. Great job.
Everybody take notes.
Yeah. That right there is more akin of what I'm used to seeing from Baker, although there was a little bit of scuff with the Instaclip, unfortunately. I mean, it happens. I think that's why so many people were so eager to find a way to skip doing it. So there we go. Really solid time from Baker.
And despite the couple minute time difference in these runners' times, this is a very clean race. There were not too many mistakes from either runner. Just a lot of strat differences.
Yeah. I mean, the end walking down the tower in the Stalfos fight really just it takes so much time, and you can really see the difference that it makes from doing like a void warp, even just doing void warp. Like void warp, I think Instaclip. I don't know how much faster Instaclip is than void warp. I know it is like still pretty like a lot faster, but like void warp saves like I want to say over a minute. Like it has to. Like it just has to.
Surely.
You skip so much walking down the tower, the extra dialogue from Zelda. Like it's so much time saved. So
Even just the short cutscenes and loading times in that walk down the tower it's a lot to skip.
right. I think if you put equally matched runners up against each other, and the only difference is that one of them does void warp and one of them doesn't, the person that does Void Warp will essentially always win, which is just how significant of a time save it is. 145 while Instaclip is 2 minutes. Yeah, that's insane. That is insane. I remember the first time I got Instaclip in a run, and it saved so much time. Like, I was ahead by 47 seconds or something like that after Instaclip, and I was like, this is ridiculous, you know what I mean? Like, this is just insane. Oh! Ring around the rosy.
Taking a nice lap around the sword. Void Warp is... I think Void Warp is absolutely worth learning, even if you're at a lower level. Maybe you're trying to get that 19, that 720. But oh,
wow, that that is really fortunate.
Seceon saved by sheer willpower.
Very true, very true. Looking like a 2054 from Seceon.
Very nice.
Very, very nice.
Clean runs from both players.
I actually don't know Seceon's PB, so I believe they said that they were ahead at some point in the previous run. The early game of this run looked pretty clean for Seceon, so this could be close to PB, so... I also could be wrong. I have not seen.
Hello.
Hey, welcome in, runners.
Hey.
Seceon, what's your PB again?
With this route or like?
Yeah, with this route.
It's 20. Wait, let me. 2035. I got it after my race with Darker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's... I mean, playing that close to your PB in a race is very impressive, so good job on that for sure. Baker, you definitely had a much better run this time, much more akin to what I'm used to seeing from you. So how do you feel about this run? Obviously, you had a little bit of scuff at the end, but like, how do you feel overall?
Aside from collapse, I felt like that was about as good of a run as I could ask for in a race like this. I was thinking about going for Void Warp, but I decided to try to get Instaclip anyway.
Yeah, I think in a race setting, it's probably always worth to go for Instaclip at least once or twice, maybe. But yeah, it depends.
Yeah, I just got bad RNG with the rocks at the bottom.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But I'm not too dissatisfied with that run overall.
I believe going into collapse, you were on pretty solid low 16 pace, I think.
Yeah, it might have been. I probably lost around a minute with that Void Warp.
That would make sense. So, yeah, there we go. Good job, Baker. Congratulations for taking this one, and also good job, Seceon. I mean, you played really close to your PB in this categories or in this route. I mean, so that was really good. Solid all around. I think the part that lost you the most time, if I had to guess, is the it seemed like with the Stalfos fight, you had some trouble with the camera, which I mean is totally understandable with ISG there. So
yeah, I think I didn't lose that much time there in comparison to like the beginning. I lost like 40 seconds before battle. Like I failed escape like 2 or 3 times and had to navi-dive.
That's right.
And then I failed the red ruby on the river and had to lock it up too. But yeah, it was solid overall. After that, I got like 3 or 4 goals, so it's okay.
That's good. All right. Well, with that, thank you guys once again. Congratulations, and I will. We're going to be taking our break here and getting ready for the next race.
And we're back with, I believe, the last race of the night. This is Caidren versus Seceon. We've seen both of these runners today. Caidren unfortunately had a crash and a shield burn. Seceon pulling off a very clear run for the strats that he does. So I'm hoping to see a very close race. I believe both of these runners do the same strats. They both do the sword route. I think they both walk down the tower. So I'm very excited for this race. I think it's gonna be very close. So I think we're expecting to see around 21, 22-minute times if nothing goes horribly wrong. We're off.
Indeed, we are. And while we are off, the camera is also coming back on. So there, no more weirdness with the layout. Hopefully, there we go. Alrighty. I need to turn the audio back on. Alright, so both runners are doing the sword route here, so this is going to be interesting to see, because I believe both of these runners, honestly, there's been so much going on today, I don't remember who does what strategies anymore, but I believe this is probably the closest that we're going to see with strategy. Yes, this is also the last race of the night, so tune in tomorrow for some more runs and some more of me. I'll be there too. Yay. That's fun. Surely.
I will also be back. We'll get a full run back.
Let's go.
At 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
That's right, you'll be there for that one. And the next one. Okay, cool. Looks like Seceon's getting a little bit of a lead here with movement.
He is hot off the heels of a run only 20-ish seconds behind his personal best.
Mm.
So he's sufficiently warm.
This is true. Looks like both of them do the same setup, kind of. Ooh, lay it on the jump slash from Caidren. Nice.
I believe we saw a Navi dive from him last run.
That is true, I think, yeah.
Seceon missing the red rupee.
Not sure what this backup is. Yeah, I'm not sure if they know that they can just go for it, but it's all good. We got the 40 rupees. No jump slash into the cutscene though, but it's still fine. Still pretty good. It's surprising none of the sword route racers are doing the instant jump slash, which is interesting to see. I thought somebody might have been doing it at some point.
Both runners having a little bit of trouble with this Wes. Seceon is going to get it.
I hope they can make it before nighttime.
No!
Oh, you're gonna have to wait. And that's a long time to wait.
That's a flat, what, 2 minutes?
I actually don't know.
I feel like I used to know. $90.
Hmm. Good old cuckoos. Gotta love the cuckoos. You know, what made them think that like a kid picking up a chicken and jumping off a building would make them fly? You know, don't you think that was like a bad idea to try and plant in kids' heads? Probably some.
Ooh. I'm sure if it happened, there's a news article about it.
Yeah, that's true.
But I can't imagine many kids both had access to chickens and also an N64.
That's true. I mean, chickens are expensive, so you gotta choose. You gotta pick your battle. Are you gonna be battling Ganon and Ganondorf and all of his little minions, or are you gonna be picking up chickens and trying to jump off buildings? Which I do not recommend doing, as it will not make you fly.
What do you mean? It's happening right now.
That's true. That's true.
We just saw it.
Would it surprise you to know that video games are not real life, though?
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I really I wish I did. But you know,
Yeah.
I played Portal the other day.
That's true. Um. Yeah, I mean we've seen in other forms of media trying to intertwine video games in real life. Life has too many FPS. Yeah. Yeah, but then there's the argument that your eyes can only see 30 frames per second. So,
Is that an argument that people make?
yes. But I guarantee you that people can tell the difference between the smoothness of like 30 FPS and 20 FPS because Ocarina of Time is indeed 20 FPS. So,
It doesn't feel like it until you're trying to do
it
tricks
doesn't.
unbuffered.
Yeah. But it's a good thing that it is 20 FPS because if you have seen anything about this game in higher frame rates or even like interpolated frame rates, it looks awful. It looks very bad.
It feels weird. Even on the PC port, I have to cap it at 30.
Yeah, I would cap it at 20 if it were me still because I just couldn't do it. But I mean, I'd be down to try to Hess at 140 frames a second or something like that. That'd be fun. I think it still like works, but it's just like the frames are interpolated, right? So
Yeah, it's not actually higher frame rate. It's like smoothing.
mm-hmm.
So it looks weird if you're playing above 20.
Mm-hmm. I actually remember playing the SM64 port, and the first thing that I did was I tried to do what's the like owl skip? Is that what it's called?
Owlus.
Yeah, Owlus. Yeah, I tried to do Owlus on like a PS4 controller. Fun times. We have our first Enter Deku coming up here, so I don't have their streams open, so I don't know like their timers, but
I don't actually know the benchmark times for the sword route.
I don't either. But I'm gonna guess that it's, you know, I don't know. I really, I don't know. Especially now with intro cutscene skip, it's hard to tell what a good run is or like what a good time is. I guess I mean.
Right. I mean this tournament is probably some of the first time that we've streamed any footage of Kak route with intro skip.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Not opting to do the side hop there across the water. I don't know if that like wastes a lot of time or if it wastes any at all, but don't really see that often.
Not doing the side hop, it mainly just like the time waste is from having to surface from the water again,
Right.
having that animation play out.
Losing some time there on the cutscene boost, unfortunately, but
Spending some time to set it up too.
oh right, they don't do.
It always hurts to see runners do this B1 skip.
Yeah, it is very old. When all they have to do is just walk over to that little dark texture on the wall and do an ESS, or yeah, ESS. I don't even remember, dude. I haven't done it so long either because I only really ran game route, and we don't even do that anymore in game route. We do double game.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see someone do the west to Kakariko, but not do ESS turns.
Yeah,
No ESS, no CF.
it's a interesting dynamic, but I mean that's what happens, I guess, in CAC route. Some people just go for different strategies because it's a really old route at this point. So some people are not sure about the differences of the Deku Tree and trying to play it really safe.
I mean, this route was what 2013, 2012
I don't even know.
was when
I didn't play
Ganondorf
the
was
game then.
found.
It sounds about right. Like maybe 2014, I think, is when they found it. Something like that.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, probably 2013 because I think that GDQ 2014 is when they showcased it, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen any of the GD crew runs except for the Hondo runs and the NSR run.
Yeah, the NSR run was insane.
Caidren missing the one cycle Goma.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that NSR
Seceon
run was
getting the
right.
jump, though. What are you talking about? Should I go ahead? What were you saying?
Yeah, that NSR run, I think it was 2020, 2021. That was right when SRM was found, and it was not very well understood. And doing one of the most complicated setups with all the fish and the boomerang shenanigans. It's one of the most impressive live things that I think has happened at GDQ.
Absolutely. I mean, it really just goes to show you how much of a madman ZFG is. Like, I don't get it. Like, really. How I think it was literally over the weekend the category was rerouted with that in mind, and I mean there's so much involved with getting the setup down and ZFG just nailing it. Like it was incredible. Caidren is back from double KO, right?
Yep. We're seeing relatively clean runs from both runners. Seceon is gonna pull a lot of that that deficit back if he hits this Goma clip fast.
Yeah, this strategy that Caidren and I believe Seceon also uses for the wrong warp is very like it puts you in the same spot every time, so it always puts you deep in the warp, so you always have the same exact setup, pretty much.
While that was happening, Seceon forgot to kill Goma, got the clip, did 2 hits, and then walked through the door.
That is that is really unfortunate. It looks
That
like
is
they're gonna
not
get the
something
clip
I've ever
again here
seen
though.
before.
Oh no.
Oh, late nut. Okay, I see.
That's really unfortunate.
Is an unfortunate turn of events for Seceon. Caidren still on a very clean run. Hopefully, no
Yeah.
crash.
Very true. Let's see a run finished. This angle looks weird. At least I can't say with 100% confidence. Okay, it works. All right. Shows you how much I know about Goma Clip. Oh! No! Oh! Goma's like, I see you! What the? What?
What is Seceon going to do? Out of nuts.
Well, they could walk out of the room, walk up to the Deku Baba, get Deku Nuts, and then come back down. That is
Seceon
a lot of
forcing.
time. I don't think so. No.
No, he said in the Twitch chat. But
Oh.
maybe he's still in it. I'm a reset after Deku scrubs. Gotta love live split. Well, we'll see what Seceon does with the rest of this time.
I
And
hope that Seceon, or sorry, I hope that Caidren gets the gets a good Stalfos kill here. I think the best way to go about this segment is like if you're gonna do it, just like get ISG and then just target them and run into them. Like it may be a little slower than just like having a setup in a good spot for them to run into after they jump, but
what I've always seen when people do ISG Stalfos is they center the Stalfos in the middle of the screen and just run circles around them.
what happened to the screen there?
I don't know. I think that was just a weird like OBS studio mode bug. Quick void for all the collapse lovers.
No! Monka S.
Adrian avoiding the crash.
Yeah, no shield burn. Bulgarish.
And a cutscene for Seceon.
Oh no!
I think that is the end of the show.
Indeed.
You hate to see it. Sometimes the wrong warp just says no.
Feels bad, man. Well, if you're a fellow Japanese studier, you can practice your reading ability at being able to read hiragana. So have fun with that for now, while we watch the cutscene for Caidren. Ooh, no spammies. The entire time, what I do during that is I don't even know where my GameCube controller is. Oh, here it is. The entire time that's going on, I'm just like doing this the entire time. I'm just like my controller's on my lap and I'm just butterfly tapping the A and the B. I never even think about it.
I do the same thing, but much worse. I just sit there and I just tap.
Just with one thumb.
Yeah, just one thumb.
Yeah, after watching Skater, the way he holds the controller, I started doing this. I would like double tap A and B and then hit C up with my left thumb.
Interesting. I
get,
never
like,
do
three
C up
different inputs.
on GameCube. I do it with N64, but never GameCube.
Yeah, it's a really awkward holding position.
Mashing a stick.
Yeah. All right, all we've got left is a couple ISGs for Caidren. Unfortunately, missing the first and running really close to the fire. That's a little scary for me. I
Take me a
thought
second
that,
to reposition.
yeah, leashing Ganon over to a closer spot to pick up the Master Sword 5-head strat.
Take the Ganon for a walk.
Uh-oh.
We're good. Seceon not waiting to hit the tail. Or sorry, Caidren.
I didn't know what to say that entire time. This was I was just like this the entire time.
And that is going to be a high 22 for Caidren. First run
Last run of the
that
night.
he's done for this tournament with no major mishaps. 22-46. GG.
True. Indeed, end of day one. Give it up for day number one. Day number one.
Hey, number one. Ding, 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 ding. Welcome, welcome.
Hey.
Hi.
Well, hey,
So that was a very clean run.
yeah, we got to see you finish one. That's awesome. Good job on that.
I feel I've gone through like a character arc today. Like I went from failing miserably once I got 2 laps to almost winning but crash and then actually finishing.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen during a race, right? So, good job on taking this one.
Seceon,
But,
how were you feeling after that first late nut on Goma Clip?
Uh, I don't feel anything, to be honest. I fail this every day. Like I
Fair
don't
enough.
know. I practice in GC and I get it like 10 times in a row, and then go into runs and just fail it. So it's whatever at this point.
That's fair. It do be like that sometimes. Well, once again, congratulations to Caidren for taking this run, and thank you both for participating. And I know today is only day one, so we've got a lot more to see tomorrow and over the next coming days. So everybody, make sure you tune in tomorrow for more. But thank you guys so much for participating tonight, and yeah. Do we got anything else to
Yeah.
add, Dan?
Yeah, I just want to say next race is gonna be tomorrow, starting at 3:15 p.m. EST. It's gonna be second.
Orange versus Chromie, I believe.
No, we moved it around because Chromie is available later, so it's just the second. It's just basically the first like Torch races are just switched. So it's gonna be
Gotcha.
Torch versus Zeru and then Torch versus Chromie. Yeah.
Okay.
Who just joined? It was fun there. Funny, want to add
Hello.
anything?
Just want to say thank you everyone for making today really awesome, and thank you for those who supported in the chat. Thank you to the runners today, and thank you to our brilliant commentators, and obviously our restreamer Dan. So, great start to the tournament, and I'm really excited for the rest of this week.
Yeah, thanks for commentating alongside me, Thunder, and Gorilla, and it was a pleasure. Everybody in chat, thank you so much. We'll see you guys around.
Thank you for having us, hosting it, and everything.
Of course.
I'm probably gonna be bomb seed, but I'm excited for the rest of the tournament.
Anything can happen, no matter what seed you're in.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay.
Feels good to actually finish.
So that see you guys tomorrow at 3:15 p.m. EST.
Bye.
You going to bed,
Bye.
Dan?
Bye. GG's.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.